Hi, I'm Edith Harbaugh. I'm the CEO and co-founder of LaunchDarkly. LaunchDarkly helps software teams launch, measure, and control their features for quicker and more efficient software development. And the way we do this is a technique called feature flags. A feature flag is a way to wrap a part of code in a conditional statement and then only expose it to some users. This sounds really simple. You're just wrapping a piece of code. This actually unlocks a lot of really interesting ways that you can get features to the hands of the right people sooner, so delivery, to measure the features, and really to control them. This is a technique used by leaders like Facebook, Etsy, and Amazon. So today I'm going to talk about 10 ways in which our customers are using feature flags in their own development. The number one reason you might want to use a feature flag is just a kill switch. You could deploy code and have it live, and then if something goes wrong, you could turn it off from our dashboard without having to do a rollback or deploy. This is basically the "oh, oops" button if something is going wrong. Early access. A lot of times you have early features that you want to get feedback from some users first without exposing it to everybody. With a feature flag, you could say, I want only these 5 people, these 10 people, or these 20 people with these email addresses to see it. With this, if the feature is bad, you're kind of containing the damage and you're letting only some people see it. Opt-in. This is something another one of our customers, a very large company in Redmond, is using. Google really pioneered this with the Google Labs. With this, you basically let people self-select that they say, I want to be the first to see this feature. I don't care if it's buggy. In fact, I want to be an early adopter. I want to see the buggy software. So with a feature flag, you let people opt in to seeing early features and then have them give you feedback. Rollout for scalability. Facebook really pioneered this one. Facebook has said that basically Facebook is so large that it cannot be replicated in a lab. You know, you cannot get the kind of scale that Facebook has without being Facebook. So with a feature flag and a system called Gatekeeper, Facebook will take a given feature and then roll it out to 1%, 2%, 10%, 15%. And the nice thing about this is if stuff starts to break, you can just turn it off. You go back to the kill switch. And it's very easy then to get real-world feedback without having to build a really expensive staging server. Block users. The favorite example I heard this was actually about a customer that had a block that nobody with a techcrunch.com domain or an email address was allowed to see early features. And this is basically going back to the Facebook example. You know, if you're rolling out features to early users, there's some publications that you actually do not want to have see those features and give a scoop. So it was explicitly no TechCrunch was the one they gave. This is one of my favorite. There's always this classic thing in software development where you want to give a new user a very stripped down experience and then have a power user have a more developed experience with more features. With feature flags, you can say, okay, these more power user features are only visible to somebody who's, for example, logged in 10 times. And this way you kind of have the best of both worlds where a new user gets an experience tailored to them, and an expert user gets the wonderful new powerful features. Run A/B tests. If you split your features so that you're running an old and a new in parallel, it's very then easy to see the performance impact of the new feature. Yammer does, I think, one of the best jobs of this of anybody I've seen. They will measure the performance of every feature, and if it doesn't move their key metrics, they won't ship that new feature. Maintenance mode. Maintenance happens, whether you like it or not. Sometimes there's a need to take a site down for a little bit. With a feature flag, you can easily gate that and control who sees what in a rolling fashion. Paygate. I saw this a lot at TripIt. So I was formerly at TripIt, and we made all our money from TripIt Pro. With feature flags, you can control who sees a given feature and then also determine whether or not they're paying for it. It's also then easy to bundle features together into a subscription plan and then move features between plans because everything is very neatly encapsulated. And the final way that you could use a feature flag is to sunset a feature. If every feature is nicely wrapped, it's very easy to then see, is anybody even using this feature? One of the hardest things in software development is maintaining old stale code if you don't even know if anybody uses it. So with feature flags, you could easily see who's using the code, and then if nobody's using it, just turn it off. So I'd love to hear from the other Heavybit companies about how they're using feature flags and their own experiences. You can tweet me anytime I'm at LaunchDarkly. As well, I also have a podcast, Continuous Cast, called To Be Continuous with the Twitter handle Continuous Cast, where I talk about continuous delivery with Paul Bigger, the CEO and founder of CircleCI. Great, thanks.